Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. It is Thursday evening. The title, Barack Obama says young boys need a gay man in their life for guidance. Now, the media is already trying to spin this. A couple of sites are saying that Barack Obama suggested, males need gay friends. No, Barack Obama said boys. Boys. And this is not about me hating on Barack Obama. I did not vote for him. I didn't like his policies. He's not foundational Black American. Grew up with just his mom, a single mother household. Not that that makes him a bad person, but I just didn't like his policies. And I'm not afraid to say I don't like Michelle Obama. I don't like her demeanor. I don't like her disposition. And Barack Obama said this on her podcast. I'm going to play the video. Give me a second. Her podcast that I think is trash. I don't know who watches it, but, they brought him in, I guess, to pick up the pace because the last couple of guests have just been lackluster. And, so here we go. We got somewhat of a viral clip. And I want you to listen carefully because I can't co-sign what he said. Maybe I'm too old. You see, I know about things such as NAMBLA. You've heard me speak about pederasty on multiple occasions, And I've also spoken to, some of you may have forgotten, about a documentary that came out once upon a time called Chicken Hawk back in the mid-90s. Chicken Hawk. Anybody ever heard of that? Men Who Love Boys. Now, I didn't read Barack Obama's book. What was his book? Something about his father. I forget the name. He did speak about trying drugs on multiple occasions. For anyone who read the book, did he speak about any type of experimental gay activity? I went back and looked at one of his speeches. President Barack Obama speaks for gay civil rights 15 years ago. The comments are turned off, okay? And you got to look at his face when he's speaking, and it kind of makes sense now that he was in his bag speaking about gay civil rights and other things. And as I've said on multiple occasions, when he put the Medal of Freedom around Ellen DeGeneres' neck, he whimpered. Tears came down. Were those tears of could he relate to what Ellen and others have gone through? Was he suppressing something? Has Barack Obama ever smoked a pole? Has he ever taken it on all fours? Let's have that conversation this evening. Now, it doesn't mean I'm homophobic, But again, I came up in the 70s, so I remember when, growing up, and they would play the little movies during, during class, the little black and white films, and we were told, if you see two boys kissing, run! Tell the principal, tell the police. It was a bad thing, So clearly he came up in that time as well. I think he's 1 or 2 years older than me, but I just got to play the video and let's see what you think. Phone lines will be open very, very soon. Also, guys, Superman movie review. Tonight, I want to take some calls. I spoke about this film briefly a couple of days ago. I saw it when it first came out. And I don't know. It's just, times are different. Everything changes. I was thrown off by Superman getting his ass kicked. I've never known Superman to get his ass kicked. And it's not like he was getting beat up by somebody who had kryptonite in their goddamn fist. It was just very off-setting. But at the same time, we go to the movies to be, captured into another dimension or galaxy. And, it's what makes it part of the fascination, attraction, if you will. I'm not going to say it was trash, but I don't know the new story, the new Superman. So feel free to call in tell me what you think. Maybe I just, maybe I need to get used to the new Superman, or maybe I just need to get off the train. When Supergirl called Superman a bitch, I said, I'm out of here, right? Okay, let's get down to business. Let me just play the clip. This is from Michelle Obama's podcast. I don't even know what it's called, but here's your boy. Here's your king.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
Mm-hmm. One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college.
Oh, no.
At a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So
should I play it again? Just one more time. Listen intensely and listen to Michelle Obama. Amping up the set.
And that's one of the things that I think a lot of times boys need is not just exposure to one guy.
One dad.
No matter how good the dad
is. He can't be everything.
He can't be everything. And then that boy may need somebody to give the boy some perspective on the dad.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
One of the most valuable things I learned as a guy was I had a gay professor in college. At a time when openly gay folks still weren't out of line. Who became one of my favorite professors and was a great guy and would call me out when I started saying stuff that was ignorant. You need that to show empathy and kindness. And by the way, you need that person in your friend group so that if you then have a boy who's gay or non-binary or what have you, they have somebody that they can go, okay, I'm not alone in this.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Okay. Let me take that off the screen for right now. I'm not going to kick the guys back in just yet because you may see things differently. Some of you who, grew up with just a mother, maybe there was a gay older man in your life, and there's nothing wrong with having gay friends, gay family. You've heard me say on multiple occasions, I have friends who just happen to be gay. They're not my gay friends. They're my friends who just happen to be gay. Good people. Hey there, good evening. Please watch the language. Barack Obama, did you hear what he said? Did you see the video? 231.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, Star? Yeah, I saw the video that what you just played.
Okay.
But Star, I think you're reaching kinda.
Okay.
That's not. I heard him say a young man needs multiple men.
He said boys, sir. Sir. He said boys. He said boys. Boys.
Well, boys, even boys, because I could take it from my childhood.
Okay.
I didn't just look to one man, for example, how to be a man. I looked to multiple men, for example, how to be a man. Okay. That's what I took from what he was saying. He said when he was in college, the man, one of his professors, even though he was gay, had a really big influence on him, being able to call him out on things maybe a heterosexual man didn't see or couldn't call him out on. That's what I heard from it.
And I have no problem with that, sir, but I'm not reaching. I'm speaking what I know to be a problem in America. I don't know how old you are, but all that, adult males with young boys, that's pederasty, pedophilia. There's organizations that promote that type of love relationship. Are you aware of that?
Of course.
How old are you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I'm 43. I've got I call it like I grew up in West Michigan. I grew up in 40. I'm 43 years old. I grew up in a middle class, foundational black middle class town.
Okay.
Where, like I said, like,
is the white man reaching, sir? Hold on a second. Is the white man reaching with NAMBLA, North American Man Boy Love Association? Is he reaching?
What do you mean reaching? Like far as what do you mean reaching? Like far as trying to? I don't get.
I don't know, sir. You said I was reaching. I'm saying that this is what the upper elites and Barack Obama, Michelle Obama are the upper elites. This is what they promote. This is what they preach. I don't know.
But even in that clip of what Barack Obama is saying, I don't think he's saying what you talking about. NAMBLA. That's I don't think that's the same thing.
Okay.
You talking about NAMBLA is talking about, hey, it's okay to be with. To be attracted to young boys. That's not what Barack Obama is saying in this clip.
Okay. Did you read his book? Did you vote for him?
I read his book. I think I voted for him. Yeah, I voted for him twice. I voted for him. First time I voted for Bush in 2000. I voted for Bush twice.
Are you sure, sir? Hang on a second. I mean, I don't mean to trip you up. You voted for Barack Obama twice. Yes?
Yes. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yep. 2008, 2000. Yep.
Okay. You read his book, yes?
Yeah, I read his book.
Okay. And his what's the name of his book? Something about my father, something dreams.
Dreams. I can't remember the book neither, man. Dreams from I don't remember what it was.
Can you Google it, sir?
I read this.
Sir, can you Google him?
Yeah, let me. Yeah. I got it. Let me Google it.
Let's take our time. I'm in no rush. I want you to educate me. I was born in '64, so I'm your grandfather's age, right or wrong.
My dad. My dad is 70, 74. My dad, yeah.
I'm only 61, sir. Okay, so what is the name of Barack Obama's book? Give him a second, folks. We're trying to get to it.
It's called Dreams from My Father. Dreams from My Father.
Okay. Now he met his father one time. Yes.
He met his father. He went in. When I read from the book, he met his father, but he went and stayed with his father for a time in Kenya. Or his father came back and stayed with them for a time. And it was kind of, his father was like going back and forth from Kenya to Hawaii or Kansas, one of the two. I can't remember what it was. That's what I remember from the book. I remember when he met his father, they didn't get along at first.
Okay. And
his father left, and his father came back. Because his father was like on a work visa or something like that.
His father stayed with him. I don't recall that.
Yeah, that's what I remember. He stayed. He's like for like a week, 2 weeks. That's what he said in the book. He didn't stay with him for like permanently,
all right,
but like for a time being, because his father was in America on a work visa, something like that.
In the book, Barack Obama spoke about was it heroin or coke, and he didn't like the dealer, so that's why he stopped purchasing was it heroin or coke? Do you remember?
I don't think it. I thought it was marijuana. He talked about marijuana. I don't remember him saying anything about heroin or coke. And I read the book twice.
Sir, hold on a second, sir. I mean, I don't want to call you a liar and a nigger just yet. Let's look in the live chat. Okay, they're in the live chat saying it was powder, sir. Yes,
powder. If it was powder, it's powder. I just remember in the book he talked about smoking marijuana. If it was powder, Star, you know how many books I didn't read since the last time I read that book? Star, I finished my master's degree. I didn't.
Salute.
That was so long ago.
Salute, sir. Salute. Okay.
That was so long ago. I read that book.
Okay, so what he's saying is not that deep, and you yourself, you condone adult gay men relationships with young boys. You condone it.
Can I say this? Come on. There seems to be something sinister about what we coming to find out about our presidents for the last maybe 30 years. We coming to find out things about Bill Clinton. I wouldn't be surprised if Barack Obama had some type of sinister, evil, sexual deviant behavior. We coming to find out things about Trump. Biden's been in there for a long. I think my beliefs is in order to become president, you have to do some type of sinister ritual, sexual deviant type behavior to be put in that position. I mean, I could be wrong.
Sir, you didn't answer the question. Or do you condone relationships with?
No, I don't condone.
Hang on. Adult male homosexuals with young boys. That's what Barack Obama is saying for guidance. He and Michelle. Did you hear Michelle? She said your father just can't be the only one. That's what they said, sir. I mean,
right.
You know.
Well, no. See, that's what I'm saying. She said your father can't be the only male figure you have in your life, not the only. Yeah, male figure. I do agree with that. Your father can't be the only male figure in your life. Because, like I was saying earlier, you have to pick good characteristics in men you see in life, and pick those good characteristics you want to apply for yourself.
Okay.
You know, I don't want my sons to just do everything I did or me be the only influence on my sons. I want them to have other greater influence.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna say this, and then I'll let you land your plane. I'm not homophobic. Okay. I'm not homophobic, but if my son comes to me and he wants to be mentored by an older man who's gay, then I failed my son as a father. But go ahead, land your plane.
You know, okay, I can see that. But if you've done your job with your son, then he wouldn't want to go that route.
That's what I just said, sir.
I let my sons listen to you to kind of see if they can to see what type of influence you can have on them. You know what I mean? What type of influence they can get. So, you know, but as far as that part, you know, I'm kind of skeptical also. I'm kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? Be careful with that. So
I appreciate the call, sir. I appreciate you.
All right, yes, Star.
Sir. Thank you. Okay. Let's try area code 804. Hey there, good evening. I just played a video. You don't have to agree with me, but Barack Obama talking crazy, in my opinion. Are you there? 804.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
How are you, sir? Where do you want to start?
Doing all right, sir. Actually, I was going to call and talk about Superman, if that's okay.
Please. I watched it, so I come on.
So I liked the movie. I'm not gonna lie. Me and my fiance saw it. It reminded me of the old cartoons from back in the day in like the late '90s.
Okay,
I thought it was good. Some people don't like it because it was, you know, Soup's getting his ass kicked a lot. But I mean, Soup gets his ass kicked sometimes.
Maybe I missed it. When did Superman get his ass kicked? By who, sir?
Well, you know, sometimes Superman goes up against Darkseid. He goes up against Mongrel. He'll go up against Lobo in the comics, and you know he's lost before. And then in this movie, I don't know if we spoiling the movie or not, but he went up against.
I appreciate your call. Now hold on a second. He got his ass kicked and beat down to the point where the dog had to come save him, because that's what happened in this movie, right? I mean, he got beat down. Bong, bong.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. He got beat down, and Crypto had to help him. But yeah, in the comics, Soups has gotten his ass kicked.
Okay.
And then he'll come back later on and, you know, overcome.
Okay.
But I thought the movie was good.
Okay. Go ahead and spoil it for some of the people who maybe haven't seen it or they want to see it.
Well, so in the film, Superman goes up against Ultraman, and Ultraman in this film is a clone of Superman. Now, in the comic,
right,
Ultraman is actually Clark Kent / Kal-El from a different universe.
Right.
But in the movie, they changed it to make him into a clone.
Mm-hmm.
So he's pretty much fighting himself, and Lex Luthor has complete control over him. And he was kind of whooping Superman's ass. So
yeah, I got all that, but I mean, it was kind of hard to see. I mean, I remember Superman versus Batman. Ben Affleck, who's one of my favorite Batmans, he kind of got the best of Superman, right? But he didn't kick his ass and beat him down, right?
Right, and then Ben Affleck did have the kryptonite with him as well, so that's true. Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
So is this a new woke, softer Superman? Is he gonna take it on all fours? At some point, is he gonna buff a tool? Come on. I got time tonight.
No, I think Superman is still heterosexual. He's with Lois in the movie.
Okay.
So I just think this is a different take. I think that DC and Warner Brothers, they're trying to get away from the really dark version that Zack Snyder had going on.
Right.
So I think they're trying to take it in that direction and make it more like brighter in a sense.
Okay.
So yeah, but like I said, I enjoyed the film.
If I can jump in and listen, my age. The films do not target my demo. I know that, but there are some people who we still go to the movie theaters. I mean, I watch this on the free movie website, but there's still a part of me that likes to go to the theater. I saw Color Purple, the new one, the last one with the I forget her name, Taraji P. Henson. I went and saw that in the theaters. So it's different now, but you enjoyed it. How's it doing at the box office, the new Superman?
So the first week it did about 220 million worldwide.
Okay.
Which is pretty good. Right now it's kind of slow overseas. It's not doing too well, but it's doing well domestically. So
okay. And you're okay with Supergirl being drunk and calling Superman a bitch? You're okay with that?
So the Supergirl in this film is based off the Women of Tomorrow comic, and in that comic, she has a lot of trauma and stuff going on. But the bitch part did throw me off a little bit. I was like, oh shit,
threw me off.
But yeah.
See, I'm from the James Bond era. I would have grabbed the bitch and slapped her silly. But hey, man, I appreciate the call. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Okay. Bad Guys Podcast. Sir, can you call in? Educate me on what I didn't understand. He says Christopher Reeves would get beat down all the time. Christopher Reeves, if I remember correctly, he had brawls. But beat down? This new film, sir, Superman is out in the goddamn the Arctic, North Pole or somewhere, laying down, can't move. He got his shit rocked, sir. He had to whistle and call the dog to come save him. It's a different type of beating, if you ask me. Area code 786. Good evening. Barack Obama says young boys need a gay man in their life for guidance. Did you see the video, sir? Or ma'am?
Yeah. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you? Good evening.
How you doing?
Good.
This is what I want to say, Star. We're in a world today and where, everything that is right is wrong.
Okay.
And everything that's wrong is right.
Okay.
And, with these kind of compromises about a man needing advice from a gay man is ridiculous. The whole purpose is about being a man. How is a man that's he's broken for being a gay man? He's broken.
Come on.
And he's going to teach a boy how to be a man? That's just foolishness. That makes absolutely no sense. You understand? So the thing about it, people may take this some kind of way, but, we supposed to be about humanity, right? We're supposed to be about the future generations. We're supposed to care about what's coming next. That's what it's supposed to be, a selflessness. But homosexuality is selfishness, because that does not belong in humanity. I'm going to tell, like I said, because humanity is supposed to care about what comes next, the future, the people, the kids. Homosexuality is selfish. There's no production coming out of that. There's no future coming out of that. If everybody was gay, then we'd be extinct. So that makes absolutely no mathematical sense. So anything about something that's foolishness is stupidity to indulge in. And for him to say he needs a gay man in his life to advise him, are you out your rabbit ass mind? That makes no sense, man. And I think that is homosexuality to me is just like when those people walk in somewhere, in those other countries with a bomb strapped on them and they blow everybody up.
If I can jump in.
Terrorism. Go ahead.
If I can jump in. You see, we don't even have to say things that may sound homophobic. We have the right to discuss this if we are speaking about what we want for our children, for our loved ones. It's not, putting someone else's system of living down. And if we're talking about the natural order, then to procreate by way of a natural process, then that's a male and a female. And I'm sure they can do all sorts of things now in terms of a male, having a baby at some point. I know they're working on that, but the natural order is what I'm still dealing with at my age, in my time. So it's not about being hateful. This is not hate speech, but I have the right to say to my son, which I don't have any sons, son, if you choose that, I'm not going to disown you, but I would prefer you choose a female. There's no harm in saying that. I would prefer that, son. But I just don't like that Barack Obama so easily said what he said. It's like, and he has said other things back with Kamala Harris when he had his arms folded. He said, I've got a problem with that. Remember he was talking about black men not voting for Kamala Harris? It's almost like he's got he's been given too much approval from people, especially black people. Just want to say all that. Go ahead.
I totally agree with you. Let me tell you something.
Come on.
When Obama first started to run, like when Hillary Clinton and all of that was in the picture and he was getting ready to come out, and I was like, okay, all right, black man finna, go and try and do this thing, yada, yada, yada. And I was supporting him, right? But when he threw Reverend Wright under the bus because the powers that be, pushed him and say, denounce him. They kept doing that. Yeah. I understand that he did it because that was at that time in white America, they play a dirty game. Mm-hmm. They pushed him into saying, you got to denounce him if you want this seat. Yeah. And they was going to keep pushing that needle because he was totally right. Hillary Clinton had never been called a nigger. You understand what I'm saying? So he was right with what he said. It wasn't nothing wrong with what the Reverend said. But Barack Obama let them turn him he devastated that man after that. Yeah. Because he denounced him. And then,
so I don't mean to cut you short, but I want to get back on topic with regards to what he said on Michelle Obama's podcast. I want to make sure that I play it again.
Okay, I'll say this.
So that people can see what he said, not some interpretation of it. But go ahead.
Right. Well, I'll say this because you said something, about being homophobic. I'm homophobic.
Okay.
Because I don't want the gay men to go and start teaching the young boys that it's okay to be gay. I'm scared of that. That's what homophobic is, right? Fear. Well, I'm scared of that, bro. Okay. So that whole conversation about when somebody says, "Are you homophobic?" Oh no, I am homophobic.
Okay, so I have to take other calls. Thank you.
Sir.
I have to take other calls.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Donation on the screen. Spanky Big Head. Thank you for your continued support, sir. He was referencing that he learned something from a gay man, not that the boy has to learn from a gay man. Come on. Spanky, that's exactly what he said. I'm going to play it for you again. Pay attention to what he said. See, Obama, he chooses his words carefully. That's why he talks slow. He most certainly did say, boys. Boys. And Michelle was right there amping up the set. Let me get King Simon on the line here. Peace, King Simon. Thank you for your patience. Good evening. How are you, King Simon?
Greetings, my Keith. What's up? How you doing?
Peace, peace.
Peace. Interesting topic, and I did watch the video. I never watched Michelle Obama's podcast, of course, but definitely I watched the video, and there's still an agenda, and Barack has been a part of that major agenda for years.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you mentioned NAMBLA because, as we know, that LGBTQ, there's something around plus. It means something. That plus means they're adding something else. Right. And the more they can keep on adding on, it will open the doors for NAMBLA to get what they want, bestiality or bestiality to get what they want, and all of that. But, I always recommended a book for the people. It's called Homosexuality and the Effeminization of African Males by Dr. Baruti. Okay. Well-written book with a lot of bibliography, even from European scholars about even the word mentor. The word mentor in history was men giving young boys knowledge and taking them off and having sex with them. Originally, that's what the word came from. And he got...
I have never, let me just be clear, had a mentor.
Yes, sir.
Never had a mentor.
Me neither, sir.
My father gave me everything I needed to know, prepared me for life. I have never looked up to another man. I have never been an intern. I have never, even at jobs, looked to some other man as if he were superior. Go ahead.
Exactly. So I think it's very important that, people read books like Nutricide by Dr. Laila Africa or Nutritional Destruction of Black People, Nutricide Part 2 by Dr. Africa, and Dr. Baruti's book, Homosexuality and the Effeminization of African Males.
Well, listen, King Simon, all that sounds great, but let's deal with Black folk who don't read. Okay.
Yes.
Today's generation is on TikTok and the gram. They don't like to research. They don't have that attention span to be reading a 3,000-word article. So, Obama said what he said. Hold on. Obama said what he said, and Michelle was concurring.
Co-sign.
Concurring with what he said. Now, is her brother? He looks a little zesty. Not that that's a bad thing, but what's going on with him? He's married, supposedly. Yes, Michelle's brother.
Right. Look, I don't.
No, I'm asking, King Simon. I'm asking. I don't know.
Me neither. Okay. I don't know if he's married or not. I never, but
stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me, troll babies. Is Michelle Obama's brother married? I was told he was married. He may have a beard. He looks like, he plays hide the salami. Not that that's, none of my goddamn business, but I just want to be clear. Okay, King Simon, back to you, sir.
Yeah, and I had a gay teacher in my life that was in junior high school, but we knew something was wrong with him, but he never promoted himself as being gay. He was just a science teacher that was very flamboyant back in the day. I had two cousins, one on my mother's side and one on my father's side, who was gay, but they never promoted their gay lifestyle to me. We just realized they was just a little flamboyant. One died of AIDS eventually, and the other one is still alive doing whatever he does. But again, I'm definitely not homophobic, but I don't promote it. That's not my promotion. I respect them. And, remember, homosexuality is about sexuality. That's what it is. Sexuality, man or woman or woman. It's about sexuality. And you don't have to promote that. We could keep it in our closet, keep our what we do in our bedrooms to ourselves. It doesn't have to be out there like, Stonewall boys and all the Stonewall crew back in the day.
King Simon, before you go, sir, have you ever heard of the documentary Chicken Hawk, Men Who Love Boys? Came out in either 1994 or 1995.
Yes.
Chicken Hawk?
Yes, I didn't get to see it. And you mentioned it numerous times years ago, too. But yes, I remember that. But I never got to watch that documentary. But I'm going to check it out.
I appreciate you.
Appreciate you too, Star.
Yes, sir. Salute. Okay. Chicken Hulk. What year did that come out, guys? I can't Google right now. Okay. And Michelle Obama's brother, Craig Robinson, is married. Okay. They have been married since 2006, and they have 4 children. Okay. The podcast is trash. I'm gonna say it's trash, man. Didn't they have Tracy Ellis Ross as a guest, and they tried to get some controversy off of something she said, and just I don't give a guy damn about Michelle Obama's, pardon me, Michael Obama's podcast. I'm calling that nigga Michael now. Christopher, I got your donation. Thank you very much, sir. Area code 786. Thank you for your patience. Good evening. 786. Where do you want to start?
Hello?
Yes, good evening.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah. I just feel like he does have an agenda, and I think it's a personal agenda. Far as I think now, because he's out of the spotlight, and you get older, you get comfortable, and you let all kind of stuff come out your mouth,
right?
And you don't even realize a lot of times what you're saying or how you're exposing yourself. And with Michelle there backing him up, saying, "Yeah, I was very perplexed about that. Is she just like, because it's her husband and she just doing the wife thing, or she's in on this whole bull crap as well?" It was a little confusing to understand what was going on, but he should not be advising boys or someone to have a gay man teach a boy how to be a man, because a gay man he's not trying to be a man. He's trying to be a woman. So that's an oxymoron.
Now, hang on, because that's a tricky area. You're going to have black gay men say, I don't want to be fish. I don't want to be fish. That's what they say when you accuse them of trying to be females. However, they are quick to put hands on a female if there's an issue. So, it's a tricky area. My concern here is that Barack Obama, he talks crazy to the black diaspora. You remember back in 2008 when he said, press on, take off your slippers, put on your marching shoes, press on. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he talks, crazy to black folk, but when it comes to the white folks, he watches his mouth. It's called code switching. So my concern is that, he's subliminally talking to the black family. The black family.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And I just want to say this again. We've all got friends who just happen to be gay. Family. And it's not that deep. We're not homophobic. But when this guy starts talking about young boys, I'm gonna play it again. Boys need a gay man in their life for guidance. I got to look at this goofy like he's stupid. But go ahead. You have the floor, sir. You have the floor.
Oh yeah. I think it's just crazy for him to say that. But what you said, I didn't think about it that way. But you're right. He is talking to us. He is talking to the black folks. He's not talking to the white folks. I think about that. Yeah, he's not. Just imagine him speaking to the white folks, telling them that. He would never. It doesn't even make sense. And you're right. He's talking to black folks about doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's just, it's sad, but, and that code switching thing, because all he had to do when he got in office was apologize for slavery. I mean, we could never, you know how hard it is to get a white
president to apologize for slavery.
Well, hang on, sir. Yeah,
and we,
sir, I don't mean to cut you short. Bill Clinton apologized for slavery. You do know that, right?
He did.
Yeah. Can you Google it? I'll wait for you. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, who got up in the White House and was doing all sorts of nonsense with Monica Lewinsky, as you know, he apologized. But Barack Obama was supposed to get in and at least mention reparations. But guys, I just want to. I'll Google it while you're talking. Bill Clinton apologized for slavery. Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, because from what I understand, because it's a whole corporation. So the head of the corporation, if he apologizes and admits guilt, subsequently, then there's a legitimate case for reparation.
Yeah.
So that's why it's unbeknownst to me, but I didn't know Bill Clinton. I know he apologized for sending all the black folks to prison with the Biden campaign.
Hang on a second, but, sir. If you Google, it says while on a trip to Africa in 1998, President Bill Clinton acknowledged America's role in the slave trade, calling it wrong. Bill Clinton, sir, 1998. Yeah, go ahead. Just want to point that out.
Okay, well, thank you for that. I did not know that. Yeah. You put me up on one.
Yeah, Bill Clinton was a real nigger, sir. He was smashing in the White House. He was a real nigger. Land your plane, sir. Land your plane.
Yeah. Well, I'll just say this. Obama. Obama is so far on some other side, but you got to remember, he did not really have black culture growing up. Oh. And because he had an African dad, he was not even present in his life. So that didn't even make a connection. You understand what I'm saying? So his family was a whole different race. And for him, that's what was interwoven in him. So when people looked at him and thinking he was black because his skin was a little tan, you can forget about that. Right. That was not truly the case.
Right.
Okay. And I'll just leave it like that. And we should not be listening to this cat. He's a good speaker, but he's on some bull crap with the rest of them folks.
I appreciate it, Paul. Thank you. Yes, sir. Area code 917. We're talking about the Barack Obama interview. Are you up to speed? 917. Good evening.
Salute, Sauce.
How are you, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Carter Brand, Carter Ace, everything.
How are you, sir?
Yeah. I was really going to talk about the Superman thing.
Please.
It's been a while since you did any comic book stuff, so I haven't called in because it's been a while since you did any comic book stuff.
Oh, are you the guy who used to call in to help me? Because that's your world, yes?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Salute, my G.
Take your time. I'm in no rush. I'm an older man. I know I'm not the target demo. So tell me about this film and whether it works or it doesn't work, please.
All right. So for what, first let's go with, they should have tagged it James Gunn Superman movie. Because this is all James Gunn behind everything. Everything that you griped about, everything everybody's complaining about, the whole direction that the movie went in is all James Gunn. Okay. This is all his project behind everything.
And you have to say who James Gunn is for those who don't know the world that you're talking about, please. James Gunn.
Copy that. James Gunn is the former director from Marvel for Guardians of the Galaxy series 1, 2, and 3. Right. He also did the Suicide Squad for DC and Peacemaker TV show for HBO Max.
Yes.
And then he was hired by DC to be the head of all of the DCU projects. So the next 10 years of movies will all be under James Gunn.
Come on.
Okay, so the biggest fight they've been having at Warner Brothers was getting away from the Snyderverse, which was the old Zack Snyder movies that we saw with Man of Steel, Justice League, all of the former movies with the Henry Cavill Superman.
Okay.
So he's trying to do anything and everything that could get as far away from the more hardcore Superman that we just had. You know, now I saw it, and when I saw it, I was conflicted, and the whole theater was conflicted. It was kind of interesting because in all the comic book movies that I've seen for the Marvel movies, especially all the good ones, there's usually like a standing ovation, fans are clapping, people are talking about it.
Right.
But when Superman was over, the whole theater was just quiet.
Yeah.
It almost was like everybody was trying to process what they just saw. If you get what I'm saying, like it was almost like a process.
Listen, take your time, because I don't want to be right at 61. I want to be wrong because my time has come and gone. Seriously. But what worked with this film, because it's doing okay box office wise, right? It's doing okay.
Which was good for them because everything was riding on this. If this would have bombed, the whole DC universe would have been finished.
Okay.
They would have scrapped everything. They would have scrapped the whole 10-year project going on. So everything, even all the movies that they put on delay, because James Gunn had already announced like 8 films and like 3 TV shows.
Okay.
And they put everything on hold because of everything riding on this Superman movie. So for it to do 220 opening weekend was phenomenal for what they're doing moving forward. You know, so they're in a good space for them. You know, am I cool with the David Cornsweet Superman? Not really. In the beginning, especially when they first cast him, it was like, nah, I wasn't really feeling the guy. Seeing him as Superman, it grew on me, I'll say. But because they're trying to go so close to Christopher Reeves, if I know you say you saw it, so if you look, you can tell where they're trying to like keep it so close to the Christopher Reeve. Even the girl who played Lois Lane, she resembles Margot Kidder. If James Gunn had never did any of the other movies, like the formula for the Guardians movies, Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, I think people, I mean, they're already praising it, but I think people would have thought this was like the most phenomenal thing. But because of the James Gunn formula, and it's something we've already seen, I think that that's something that really like took away from it.
Okay.
You know, and I think, you know, for the audience, we're going to just have to deal with it because he's already locked in for Superman 2. And they're going to be building like the whole universe around this dude.
Gotcha.
So he's going to be here for a while.
Okay. Well, good talking to you, man. Thank you for bringing me up to speed.
Yeah, salute to you, Star, man. Yo, as soon as I get another one of those Larry Bird's Funko Pops, I'm going to get a location and get it to you.
Salute. Thank you, man.
All right. Salute, Star.
Okay.
All right.
Guys, there was a white guy who claimed that he and Barack Obama were sucking each other off and doing drugs in a vehicle. Yes? I don't have time to Google. And this guy's been out there for a number of years. I think he went on Tucker Carlson's show, and he's standing on it. To my knowledge, Barack Obama has never sued this guy. Never even sent him a cease and desist. You guys know what I'm talking about? Yes, no, maybe? Agent KK, she says, yeah, okay, you heard about that too. Okay, a limo. Hey, Katrina, yes, a limo. Okay, so they were smoking crack, and sucking cock in the limo. According to the man, I have no knowledge, I have no proof. According to that guy. Can somebody send me the link to that guy so I can play that? As long as we got a source. Hold on a second. Cock and crack in the limo. What the fuck? Area code 340. Good evening. Please watch the language. We're talking about Barack Obama, talking Batiman business. Are you there?
Good evening. Good evening, Star 1051 fam checking in.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to hear from you. What's cracking?
Hey, what's up, man? I just wanted to cook for a minute on the Obama thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm not, I don't know everything, so this is a learning experience for me too, but I just find it to be what he said, I find it to be very dangerous and very very dangerous and very what was the word? Very nonchalant. Is very harmful. What he said, and he said it so easily, and
fussy man bullshit.
See that
fussy man bullshit.
Right, for sure, fussy man business. But even further, it's like, what my thing is, right? Why in his mind does he think that that's the right thing to expose a young man to? I mean, I think it's detrimental to our young men and to society as a whole to think that that's a thing to promote, right? And I'll tell you why, right? I'll give you an example, right? I've had schoolmates and people that I grew up with from young, and they somehow stumble into that way of life, and I see them, years later as adults, and if you see the toll that it takes on them, right? I've lost people that I went to school with, man. You know what I'm saying? They've died from just the wear and tear of that lifestyle, and it's something we don't like to talk about, but yet we promote it like it's a fun thing, or like it's funny, or like these people are somehow nice or kinder than heterosexual people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a better way of life,
right,
for a young man. And I don't appreciate.
He used the word compassion,
trying
as if only a gay man can teach you compassion. And then his
that's crazy.
And then his husband, Michael, said, yeah. Michael chimed in. I'm now calling Michelle Michael. Fuck it. Go ahead.
That's I feel you, man. I feel you. Yeah. It's crazy because and that's the thing too. They make it seem. Let's keep it real, right? That lifestyle, medically and emotionally, mentally, you see that taking a toll on people, a heavy toll on people, and it's not a thing that it's not a thing that's a good thing to promote for society, for young men, especially with all the ills in society. Men come together and we're supposed to we reason and we try to fix problems in society. But when you give up that masculinity, you give up your ability to procreate, your ability to show your seed what a man's supposed to be, and your daughter as well, then you kind of you make a mess of society, and I just want to put that in there, that it's not fair that they can promote something so detrimental and say that the boys need a man like this. Like, why would a boy need a man like this? Why not say, well, we need to try to stay together. Men and women should try to stay together for their children's sake. So let
me jump in for a second. 1051. I appreciate you. This. Again, man, I try not to go back, to my earlier years too much, but I'm proud of my age, proud of my generation, and there's a lot of new things that I overlook and I accept as being the now, But
right,
when I was living down in Georgia, over 5 years ago, I kept going to a Kroger supermarket. And, it caught my eye. I'm walking down the aisle and I see Depend Pampers for young niggas. Depend?
Yeah.
Depend? And I said, why the fuck do they have young niggas on Pampers? You guys know what I'm talking about in the live chat? For young people.
That's crazy.
So clearly, though, as you just said, the whole teachings and the acceptance of this, okay, so if this is a little graphic here, if you're getting your anus stretched out, just get some Depend Pampers. I had to learn that.
There goes society.
Yeah.
And there goes society down the drain, man. And I'm not saying these people, listen, people, everyone has some kind of proclivity to some kind of sick behavior, right? Whether it's be stealing or violence or whatever, right? Some kind of default. But that thing is not a thing to be promoted. And I think that the scientists had it right in the past when they realized that, okay, this is a mental illness or this is an ill to society. These people need help.
Well, let's not go there because again, we're not homophobic.
Well, I apologize. All right.
No. They don't have to.
No.
Hang a second.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Can I say?
But hold on.
Oh.
You don't have to apologize.
Yeah.
We're just talking. This is not hate speech.
Yeah.
We don't have to go back and say it's a sickness, but we have the right to say if we have children, boys, that no, son,
Right.
Look to me. You don't have to look to a gay man to learn about sensitivity. That's what you've got a mother for, son.
Right.
Nothing wrong with saying that. Go ahead. I just want to point that out.
Right.
Go ahead.
Exactly. I agree. And I didn't mean to sound, any kind of way to go back, but
It's okay.
the point I was trying to make was I think that, leading the children, letting them know that it's okay to not have to involve in that, I think is a better thing for the kids. I think that kids that are pushed away from that, I think they'll live a better life. Honestly, that's my opinion. I'm like I said, I've seen classmates and people like that. When I see what happened to them, it's like, they didn't, it wasn't like a regular sickness. It's something they could have avoided had they avoided that lifestyle, and yeah, that's basically my
10:51. We're not hung up on if people lick a hole or suck a pole. We're not tripping on that, but we're talking.
That's their business.
That's their business. If your business is Chichiman business, keep that shit over there. Keep
that's
the
your
Chichiman.
business.
That's your business. But land your plane about
leave the kids alone.
Yeah. Land your plane about Barack Obama. I don't like that he said boys. Please.
Yeah, I'll land my plane there. I think it's something that people need to open their eyes and see. Ask the question. Don't be so scared that you just see that, anytime you say something is like a big problem. Like care about the kids a little more, right, to challenge the status quo. Like, do your research and challenge the status quo. They're not just these happy, kind, great people. Yeah. They're abusing each other and it's taking a toll on their bodies. So,
okay,
that's about it.
Good to talk to you. Thank you, sir.
Respect, sir.
Respect. Yeah. Okay, someone just sent me a video. Is this the guy?
It's pretty amazing that Barack Obama got as far as he did. In 2004, the summer of 2004, Barack Obama gave the keynote address at the Democratic Convention in Boston. And when he walked to the podium, probably only a small percentage of people in the room knew how to pronounce his name. He was totally unheard of. No one knew Barack Obama. At the time, he was a state senator in Illinois. 4 years later, he once again spoke to the Democratic Convention, but this time as the nominee. One of the most interesting moments in the 2008 campaign occurred when a man, like Obama himself, came from out of nowhere to recount his experiences with Barack Obama.
Here we go.
His name was Larry Sinclair, and he told an amazing story. He said that in 1999, he had encountered Barack Obama in Illinois, had sex with Barack Obama, and then used cocaine with him. Sinclair went on to make these claims publicly at the National Press Club in Washington, to sign a sworn affidavit, and to take a lie detector test. But he was dismissed. In fact, he was attacked. So the question is, whatever happened to Larry Sinclair? What's his life been like since? That's an interesting story. It turns out Larry Sinclair is still alive. He lives in Mexico. But today, he's in our studio, and we're happy to have him. Larry Sinclair, thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me.
Where did you meet Barack Obama?
It was by accident. I was in the Chicago area in '99 for Lee Duke's graduation from the Naval Academy.
Who's Lee Duke?
He's basically my godson.
Okay.
I had hired a limousine service.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you live in Chicago then?
No. I was actually living in Colorado. I had flown in the night before.
Okay.
So I had hired a limousine service, had made the driver aware that if Lee couldn't leave the base, because once they graduate, some of them actually get their assignments and they're shipping out and they can't leave the base, that I was still interested in going out, and had asked the driver if he knew anybody that was available that might want to show me, Chicago. And he said he did. So
well, who was the driver?
His name was Jameer Multani.
Uh-oh.
It was with 5-star limo.
So you're just a guy who's in town for the night, and it sounds like you're looking to party, actually. Yeah,
That's
what you were really saying.
Yeah. Well, I was in town for a few nights, but yeah, I was definitely.
Was Barack an escort? How did the driver know who to call? This guy was in town looking for a little action, and the driver called Barack.
Looking to party. And
did you make that clear to the driver?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There was no misunderstanding.
How direct were you about that?
Extremely.
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 Okay.
Yeah. There was no doubt what I was looking for. And he picked me up at my hotel in Gurney and drove into Chicago, pulled up in a bar outside, and there's this guy that's introduced to me as Barack Obama. It was literally that casual.
Had you ever heard of him?
No.
Did the driver know him?
Yep. The driver definitely knew him because the driver said that he was a friend.
Interesting. How would the driver be friends with Barack Obama?
I only found out later, dealing with a reporter from Bloomberg News, that apparently the limousine company had been doing business with Tony Resco, that at the time was somehow affiliated with
in
Barack
Obama's
Obama.
orbit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had no idea that he was a representative in the Illinois House. I had no idea he was in politics. I just knew that he was supposedly married and at the time was going through some issues with the marriage.
He said that?
That was made clear. Yeah.
Huh. What happens next?
We get back in the limo. The driver takes us wherever it is that Barack had instructed him to take us. I had given Barack $250 to pay for coke. He gets out, comes back. I start putting a line on a CD tray to snort. And next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean,
Stop right there. Barack pulled out the doohickey. He pulls out the doohickey. That's what they used to call him. Either the demo, the doohickey. He pulls out the pipe, puts in a little boulder. Run that shit back. Run it back.
Driving or parked?
No, the driver's driving.
Yeah.
I start to put a line on a CD tray, and I just happen to notice that he pulls something else out of his pocket. And next thing I know, he's got a little pipe and he's smoking. So I don't have an issue with it. I mean, some people smoke, some people snort.
Smoking the cocaine.
Yes. So as I'm doing a line, I just start. This is the part where you kind of make your move to see where things are going. So I just started rubbing my hand along his thigh to see where it was going, and it went the direction I had intended it to go. So the night became somewhat active sexually and drug-wise in the limo.
So you hit on him. Did he seem shocked by that?
Not at all.
Yeah. I mean, if you're smoking crack with a stranger in the back of a limo, like, you got to imagine things might go crazy places.
I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I pretty much know whether or not I can move in a certain direction with an individual. I didn't feel that I was going in the wrong direction. I just wasn't so sure how much I could trust the individual at first. And that was probably one of my bigger concerns. But the fact that I was already becoming somewhat buzzed, you kind of throw caution to the wind.
And you've been around at this point
in
your life.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So,
guys, have we gotten enough of this? I mean, I think we got the picture here, okay? This guy's accusing Barack Obama of smoking crack and, playing hide the salami in a limousine once upon a time. Florida boy Jay, hey, man, good to hear from you. Thursday night, FBJ was cracking. We're shaking.
Man, listen, I don't know if Barack Obama was the ghostwriter of 6 Degrees of Separation for Will Smith or what, but this is, did we already get into the alternate Bussy universe already today? Like, what's going on?
Well, did you see the video that I played of Barack Obama on Michelle Obama's podcast.
Yes,
and what he said.
Yes, saying that black boys need like homosexual mentors.
He didn't say black boys, but he said boys. He said boys.
Yeah.
Come on.
And see, the problem with the Obamas is, and him in particular and his wife, they're the most toxic representation of black people ever. They are the problem with black people. They are the cancer within the black community because they get on their high platforms. Michelle sits up there with her sassy brother and spews rhetoric that is anti-black male. And then we have Barack Obama coming on here pandering, trying to tell us that boys need gay men around them to correct them and tell them what's right or wrong. I'm sorry. I wasn't raised or hung out with gay people to give them a level of humanity and understanding. You don't have to be around gay people in a personal level to have a type of humanity and understanding. What Barack Obama, to me, is trying to push is a type of grooming and a type of acceptance that isn't necessary for black boys or men in general. I want to make it race for men in general to have a level of understanding in the complexities that everybody isn't the same. You don't have to have somebody who identifies as a homosexual to understand the homosexual plight.
Let me jump in for a second. Is Barack Obama skull and bones? I don't think so. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think he is. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure he is.
Can you Google? Hang on a second. Florida Boy Jay, let's take our time. Troll babies.
Yeah, he graduated from Harvard, right?
I don't
he
think
went to Harvard,
so.
Right?
Hold on. But let's Google. Is Barack Obama skull and bones? I don't think so. We need to be sure. Okay, they're saying a couple of people said no.
You know he's blacker than me, according to some bald head chick. So you know.
Is it Kareen? Hey, Kareen, I love that name, Kareen. Kareen says, yes, he is. I don't think so. What do you got, Flowboy Jay? You in front of a computer?
It says Obama advisor brought Secret Society. It has a lot of George Bush, but I don't see anything that has Barack Obama directly tied the way they had Ronald Reagan, George Bush, and George Bush's father.
All you have to do is just type in Google, is Barack Obama skull and bones, and then AI overview will tell you right away.
I typed it in. Yeah, it says there's no evidence that Barack Obama was ever a member of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale University, because he went to Harvard. While some prominent politicians, including George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush, have been members, there's no record of Barack Obama's involvement.
I had him confused. Okay, so, yeah, man, it's kind of heartbreaking, but at the same time, I never voted for him. I didn't trust him, and
I did. I voted.
You did?
Oh, first time 2012. Oh, nigga, star. 2008. I wish I could have voted.
Oh wow, come on.
I wish I could have. So when I turned 18 and I turned 19 in November 2012 came, I was waiting 4 years to cast my vote for a black man to be president. I drunk the great Kool-Aid with extra sugar during the second administration of Obama. I poured sugar down my mouth and a great Kool-Aid packet and swallowed it and drunk straight water after that.
Pause.
Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Pause.
Okay, so this is before you came to your FBA rational, position, yes?
Yeah, yes. I was 19. I thought all skin folk was kinfolk. I just graduated high school. I was young, dumb, and ignorant, star, until I got enlightened.
Okay. All right. Stay with me a second. I want to make sure I get my information on the screen, guys. I think we're done with the Superman movie review. Thank you to those of you who called in. You saw Superman, yes, Florida Boy Jay? Didn't we talk about it?
No, I never liked Superman. I always thought he was soft and he was a pansy, and even I'm not a Superman fan at all.
Okay.
I'm more of a Batman nigga. Get the bag and start whipping up on people because you're rich. That's my type of time. You get the bag and start fighting, bro. You start beating people up because you're rich. I'm on that. I'm trying to be I'm trying to be Bruce Wayne, man.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna play some more videos with regards to things. I want to be careful that I don't want to do anything that's too crazy. But this just said to me, NAMBLA, and then of course, I mentioned Chicken Hawk, a documentary with regards to men who love boys, and it turned me off when he said that. It really, really turned me off. I think he's 2 years older than me. I'll Google it. Go ahead. You were saying, go ahead.
Yeah. Like I said before, man, and when we grow up as people in America, people in society, we're always going to come across gay people when we're growing up and when we're adults, right? We're always going to have a feeling of we're going to know one or two people. Unless they might be our cousins, our nephews, our nieces, our uncles, our aunt, a coworker. You're going to run across homosexual people that will give you a level of humanity that you will run across and be like, you know what? They might lick a pole or be a carbon muncher or whatever, but these are good people. I will trust some of these people more than I trust some of my straight friends. I may trust a female who likes females over a chick that I'm dating because character has nothing to do with their sexuality. Right. But when you're trying to tell me or tell young people we have to go seek out a gay person to find a level of understanding, I think is ignorant, is intellectually dishonest. Right. And when I hear somebody with a Harvard or a Yale degree try to speak on this or try to lower our minds to think that we have to actually have certain hand-to-hand or physical experiences with gay people to understand their plight is toxic and is dangerous. And this is why I don't like Barack, I don't like Michelle, and I don't like her sassy-ass brother.
Yeah. I don't want to use words like I don't like them. He concerns me now, and it's not a good feeling. Okay. Guys, we're talking about the Obama interview on Michelle Obama's podcast. I'm going to play it again a little bit later, but Florida Boy Jay, anything else you want to mention?
Definitely. Because I don't have time. I got it. Because listen, me and my Cambodian girlfriend are putting our patio set together. We have a housewarming.
Okay.
We're doing this weekend, so I don't have that much time. She's like, where are you at? She has dinner ready for me. It's past 12. But I will say this. One of my other hoes who called in last night and crashed out because she wasn't getting enough attention after she paid for my retwist Sunday. I went ahead, I'm a P. I don't expose my hoes. I don't expose the fact that my hoes can pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? I make these hoes.
FPJ, she's not on the line, man. What are we doing?
Oh, it's cool. What I'm saying is I made her pay what she weighed. So my community section, just in case anybody thought that I was capping, I'm lying because I'm not a capper or a liar. I have proof that Sunday was cash apping me for the last few months consistently over 3 digits, spending hundreds of dollars to me to get my hair retwisted, to pay bills, because I had to make her pay what she weighed. And she did accordingly. She's one of my most profitable women that I'm dating. She's one of the most profitable.
Whoa. You said dating. Are you trying to say you're dating Sunday?
Anytime I hit her up for money, it's hit my cash app. So we'll pull it back from dating. Anytime I hit her up for bread, it's hit my cash app. Okay. Let's just keep it at that. Anytime I tell her, hey, send it, it hit my account. All right. So just like last night, I spared her. I ain't go too hard on her because once you start sending money on cue on time, I'm not going to trip on you. But in my community section, she got out of pocket. Okay. She act like I ain't giving her a sense of direction or any uncommon information. Go to Florida Boy J's community section. There is physical proof of her simping and being a pay pig.
Right. Just don't call her any names. No names. She's not on the line. She's not on the line. No names. All right. But of course.
Okay. Hey, listen, I will never disrespect one of my favorites. Okay. Pimping is law.
Okay. All right. Good to talk to you, man.
Absolutely, sir. You have a great show. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Florida Boy Jay tapping him. There you are, sir. Number 9, a.k.a. Gene Richmond. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. What a pleasure.
Thank you.
What a pleasure it is to return to the effervescent the cult of personality,
There you go. Hey.
the transcendent show that brings people from all walks of life together. Star Report.
That's a whole fact. Come on.
It's a whole fact. A whole fact.
Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start?
Well, you know, let's get right into Barack Obama. I mean, it doesn't surprise me, or it is true to the form of Barack Obama to take a patronizing almost way of a hierarchy-based ideologist in regards to his interpretation to Black America. He's always had this paternal instinct, almost like a Black patriarch when speaking to Blacks in America. He's always showed it. And he's always given his idea of what the Black American structure either should look like or should be in many cases. So I'm not surprised that he takes this position where he feels that, you know, young Black men or boys need boys need a homosexual figure in their lives.
Yeah.
Again, in some places, this is a man who, regardless of what you think about him, he's still a Black icon on the other side of the spectrum.
He's an African.
Support him.
Hold on. He's an African icon. He's not foundational Black American. No.
Well, we're well aware of that. But then if you look at the support system, how many foundational Black Americans voted for him in the first and second election?
Yes.
You know, you have.
However, I love the FBA movement. I've gone on record. I mean, even though I try to throw them curveballs from time to time, pause. I like the fact that they have woken up from this slumber and they are taking position and reclaiming things such as hip hop. You voted for Barack Obama, the first administration, yes? Or was it the second?
Yeah, correct.
The first.
There's no secret. First,
no secret.
I woke up for the second.
It's no secret.
I woke up for the second time around.
But
I woke up for the second time around.
Yeah, he speaks to the Black diaspora with this arrogance, if you will. And I think this particular time, you know, hopefully what I'm saying will pick up traction. Hopefully other people will say, hey, you know, whoa, we're not doing that. Well, you know, what may have worked for you, it's not how we're raising Black boys and girls now. Go ahead.
Well, he has a very seductive way of speaking to people. He seduces women. And he seduces men as well. I mean, you brought up Larry Sinclair. Larry Sinclair talked about his escapades with Obama for many years in Chicago while he was a junior senator under the tutelage of Bill Ayers and Bernardine Dohrn and Reverend Jeremiah Wright Jr. That being said, Obama has been well groomed to become the orator that he is today. He's a philosophical, almost manipulator in regards to his words, you know. So he understands the art of delivery. I mean, he's an Alinskyite from the school of Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals. You know, he's been put together. He's a man that's been created. He's been made. You know, from Barry Soetoro to Barack Hussein Obama. So everything he does is calculating, even when it's going on his wife's podcast. It's a calculated move. But like I said before, you talk about FBA, there's still a large portion of the FBA community that support him. I mean, if you go to these blogs, you go to these pages, you still see that's my president. I love them. Black excellence. I mean, there's still foundational Black Americans in large numbers that still support him, primarily women. That being said, he has a way of seducing the masses. Now, do I think that a young boy needs the guidance of of an older man? Yes, in many cases. So
a gay older man, number 9. We're talking about a gay older man. This is specifically what Barack Obama said and Michelle Obama co-signed. Gay older man.
Well, gay is subjective. Gay can be abstract in senses in regards to a lifestyle. So I'm not necessarily agreeing with him.
Okay.
If you want to take that route, but gay has a very whimsicalness to it nowadays. There's many interpretations of the term gay. But if he's trying to send young boys into the laps of pederasty, I don't support that because again, you know, there's a fine line when you talk about homosexuals and young boys
and pedophiles.
There's a fine line.
Now hold on a second, because you and I throughout the day, you send me links, I send you links. Have you ever heard of the link I sent you earlier? Chicken Wire, the documentary?
No, I've never heard of it. No.
When you get time, if you can stomach it, watch Chicken Wire. It's came out in the mid-90s. I forget what year. Men Who Love Boys. It's pretty alarming. It's pretty alarming.
Really? Well, you know, there's a long history of this grooming in various communities when it comes to older men and young boys. We've seen it in places of higher learning. We've seen it in religious institutions and things of that nature. So it even happened in empires of past.
Yes, well, we've spoken about that, but now hang on a second. Barack Obama was raised by his mother in Hawaii. Yes.
Correct.
Okay, no father in the
but
home.
also, well, he did have he did have several father figures. If you look at Lolo Shitoro from Indonesia, was a part of his life.
Mama was a Rolling Stone. Okay, I get it. Mama was a Rolling Stone. Right. Wherever she laid her hat was home. Okay, but now hold on a second. So now you read his book. You've spoken about his book.
Correct.
Okay. Did he speak about any type of behavior, sexual behavior in his formative years? Like he spoke about the drug use. Did he make reference to, I don't know, anything that we should be concerned about that has been suppressed?
Well, he didn't make any claims of being, attracted to men or anything, or being confused about sexuality. But he did talk about his close relationship with the Black Bolshevik Frank Marshall Davis.
Okay.
And he talked about how Frank Marshall Davis taught him to open his mind to various things, not to close himself off, if you will. Okay. And he talked about that, and he talked about adventuring with his drug use and into other cultures and things of that nature. But it goes back to, again, that influence of an older man on a young boy. He had people like Frank Marshall Davis. He had people like Lolo Shitoro. He had people like Bill Ayers. So there was always an older male figure in his life grooming him, in a sense. So what he's saying is correct because he's experienced it. So in a sense, he's projecting his life experience.
I'm just reading up on Frank Marshall Davis here for a second. Okay.
A known Bolshevik, Frank Marshall Davis, very communist ridden, and was a part of Barack Hussein's life. So it was very interesting. Marshall Davis was very anti American fundamentals and pro Marxist ideology. So
let me ask you a question. Do you think that Reverend Jeremiah Wright had knowledge of this alleged coke and cock encounter in the limo, and Barack Obama, like so many other people, was protected by the Black church? Or am I reaching?
Well, no, I don't think you're reaching at all. That's a rabbit hole. I think we should go deep down that hole.
Pause.
Also to understand. Yeah, exactly. With that being said, I think when you see someone like Barack was groomed from the beginning. They knew that he was going to take a position of power. And regardless of his exploits and the things that he was exposed to, I think they covered it up a lot. Jeremiah Wright Jr.'s church, very prominent church in that region. Yeah. And there's a lot of scandal behind certain things, and I think with a man like Barack Obama, there's a lot of things that you keep hush, and I don't think Larry Sinclair is a fool or a liar. He goes in depth about his sexual exploits with Barack, in depth, and he's had that story for about 20 years now, and the story hasn't changed. So if he was a liar,
has Reverend Jeremiah Wright or Bishop, has he been accused of plowing young boys? I have no knowledge. I'm just asking.
Not to my knowledge, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, these leaders take on this power play. I mean, it's just like remember
R.I.P. to Bishop Eddie Long. Go ahead.
Eddie Long. If you remember Eddie Long, he was a very powerful figure in his church, and he was adored. He was adored and loved, but there was a lot of scandal with him and also a young boy, things of that nature. So these things, unfortunately, are common, and a lot of people said that Eddie Long was protected by the women, by the matrons and the church mothers, protected him. With vigorously in these allegations.
All right. Hey man, when you get time, I want your feedback on Chicken Hawk, the documentary, because listen, Barack was born in '61, man, so a lot of this stuff is not it's not foreign to him. These documentaries I've been mentioning, and how long did he experiment with drugs? You read his book. How long was he out there, on the skag allegedly, or the coke?
Well, he talked about rampant drug use at his time in Columbia and Occidental College. So I would take it the early 20s in his college years.
Oh.
When he was also traveling, he also traveled. So those were the years where his experimentation years.
Was he speedballing or just smoking crack allegedly? What was he doing?
I know he smoked marijuana and dabbled in some other things. He didn't get descriptive with the other drugs with the drug use. I mean, he talked about the marijuana use, but he didn't get descriptive.
No. He bought drugs from a dealer in Hawaii, but he didn't like the dealer. That wasn't weed, sir. What did the book say?
But like I said, he didn't go into detail in the methodology of the drugs that he was using. He talked about the experimentation. Like you said, he didn't like the dealer that dealt him the drugs, but he didn't go in depth in regards to the amount of crack or cocaine he was taking. I think he was mindful of that.
If I had to guess, number 9, he may have been doing booty bumps. Bumps.
Is that where you snort off the cheeks?
No. Listen, I don't want to describe it. Troll babies. Anybody know what booty bump? Well, they do.
I would love to describe. I would love for you to describe it for me.
Well, hold on. Can you Google it? Where are you? Can you Google booty bumps?
Yeah. Could you tell me? No, I can Google it. But I want to hear you say it.
I don't want to gross out the audience. Ted Haggard. Remember Ted Haggard? Ted Haggard was doing booty bumps with male escorts.
Yeah.
Give him a second.
Yeah, a hit of tweak, blow, or other drug taken rectally after asking me to give a booty bump. When one person purposely bumps another person's booty with their own booty in the advent of drug use.
Did you read the part about Did you read the part about the syringe and injecting it into the walls of the anus? You didn't read that?
The rectal area is used as a device with the transmission of the drug.
Show's over, folks. This is disgusting.
That sounds kinky. But not too bad. It sounds kinky, but not too bad.
If I had to guess, Barack Obama was doing booty bumps, but I have no knowledge, no proof. I'm just, going by this guy, Larry Sinclair, whatever the fuck his name is. Hey, man, great to talk to you. And we already spoke about the Superman movie, yes? What was it, a week or so ago?
Yeah, we did. I saw it once, and I'm going to go see it again this weekend. I enjoyed the film.
Really?
I mean, it's a different take on Superman. If you're expecting Man of Steel, you're not going to get that film. It's a different approach.
Okay.
It's a different approach from Zack Snyder's universe. We know James Gunn has now started the new DCU actually, and he's pretty much revamped the entire Superman story.
Okay.
So this is more of like a comic book based live action, animated style film.
Gotcha. Number 9, I have to take other calls, man. Great to talk to you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Here's something you may have missed from 12 years ago, just so that we can have a healthy discussion. You don't have to follow what I'm saying. I'm from a different era. But this is from 12 years ago, just in case you missed this.
The president also made news with his opinion on the Boy Scouts. The National Board of the Boy Scouts of America may decide this week whether to end its long-standing ban on gays in scouting. Should scouting be open to gays?
Yes.
Why so?
Well, because I think that, my attitude is that gays and lesbians should have access and opportunity the same way everybody else does in every institution and walk of life. And, the Scouts are a great institution that are promoting young people and exposing them to, opportunities and leadership that, will serve people for the rest of their lives. And I think that nobody should be barred for that.
The Scouts may decide by Wednesday.
Big Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg. How is Premium Black News going, your channel?
I was going to talk about the Obama thing.
Please.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Obama when he said what he said about how boys need sometimes not just their fathers.
Okay.
And I remember when my uncle, he used to babysit me. He was openly gay guy.
Okay.
So when I grew up, like it was kids that I was around or my peers or my whatever they were like into like going, we're going to go to the village and beat up some gay people. And I remember just being like, yo, that's not cool, man. My uncle's gay. Nah, man, I'm not going with y'all. That ain't cool. So it was like, it helped a little bit with those kind of situations, I guess. And then Obama talked about how openly gay the professor was. So I think that's what the key here is, that you want to have them around someone who's openly gay because it'll show you courageousness in a different light where it doesn't have to be all this machismo. Because I noticed with my son here in Red Hook, he's like friends with tough guys and he's a tough guy.
Red Hook, Brooklyn, for those who don't know. Red Hook, Brooklyn.
Yeah, Red Hook, Brooklyn, New York City. So next thing you know, he's like a tough guy. They tough guys. And next thing you know, they like fighting each other. Whereas if he had a friend that was in his right, a man's man, I'm not a man's man, but a man, and, was courageous about being openly gay and, and was still able to like get the respect of the people, I think would have like a little bit of a positive outlook. So I kind of agree with what Obama said about that.
You're talking about on a personal level. I can respect that. I've developed friends who just happened to be gay when I first moved to New York, and being born at the time when I was and growing up in the 70s, we were told if you see two boys kissing, run to the principal's office, tell the police. That's how I came up. It doesn't mean that, I was hating gay people. But in terms of did I ever need another man, especially a gay man, because my father couldn't give me what I needed in life? Fuck no.
Right.
If you needed that, that's fine. But here's the thing. I'm trying not to get too animated here. Here's the thing with Barack Obama. Is he also saying that Ashkenazi boys need a gay man in their life because their fathers can't give them what they need? Is that what he and Michelle Obama are saying?
What's an Ashkenazi boy? What's that?
Come on. Are you serious? Ashkenazi. Jewish.
All right. Jewish Ashkenazi boys. Okay. All right. I need some context. Forgive me.
Is he speaking to that culture also, or is he just speaking to blacks? You see, he and Michelle know how to place in my opinion, they know how to place certain things. Just as when he was folding his arms and saying, I got a problem with that, talking about black men who wouldn't vote for Kamala Harris. So I ask you again, is he talking to Ashkenazi young boys saying they need a gay man in their life?
No, not at all. Not at all. He's talking to probably people who long for a father who don't even have a father. But I have to keep it real though. If my son was to come home and be like, "Yo, Dad, I got a new friend and he's the gay one of the group," I might flip a switch. I ain't gonna lie.
Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with that, because if you raised him right, then he should be able to understand a lot of things in life. I never experimented. You got guys out here that think, if you suck a pole, it doesn't mean you're gay. No, you're gay. You're gay.
Right.
But listen, Elvis, I appreciate you.
That's what they think.
Got to take other calls. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for your support.
Respect, sir.
Respect. Okay. Good morning. Are you there? 215 talking about Shannon Sharpe has settled the rape case. Not grape.
Hey.
Rape.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Sarah.
I'm not surprised. Hey, how you doing, Star?
Good.
I'm not surprised. Something is wrong with him.
Yeah. I think so.
When a man can't be honest about who or what he is, he's usually not a good man. You get what I mean? So I'm not surprised by that. He got God, and he's probably going to get God again and again.
God, yeah.
He got God. He's going to get God again and again. Something wrong with him.
I think so.
I knew, something very deeply wrong with him. So there's more to come. Go ahead, Star. Were you going to say something? No. I was thinking about that Obama. Oh, my God.
Maybe it's not that deep. Maybe he meant well. Maybe he's just talking about his personal experience.
It is that deep.
Really?
When you understand the code language of liberals.
Okay.
The first clip you showed, he kept saying boys, and then he referenced when he was in college and he had a gay professor, then what do you keep talking about boys for? Then in the second clip, when they asked him about the Boy Scouts, he mentioned access. Yeah, they should have access. Excuse what? They speak in code, and you know that, Star. They speak in code language all the time in front of the public, and we've already seen their agenda for the past 2 years. We've seen how they were moving. What are you thinking, Star?
I'm listening to you, and it's good that we can have the conversation and not be accused of being homophobic. We have knowledge now. We have a history. We have things that have been given to the LGBTQ plus community. Hell, they gave me an award because I was talking about their history in the proper context when I was on the radio. They gave me an award, and I have very good friends who just happen to be gay. But
a lot of the things that have gone down within the past since Biden's administration, gay people themselves spoke out against drag queens, reading books in schools and stuff like that. All kind of agendas. You're going to go to the preschool, all of these books. So you have gay people themselves that said, we're not with this. This is disturbing. You see? So they can't run that homophobic game at all. But the language of Obama, and he does not like, I knew this when I first seen him, he doesn't like black people. He's trying to take, and Michelle too. And what I wanted to say to you, Star, they're downplaying on authentic, organic masculinity in this society. That's the agenda. Another one. Yeah. They're downplaying on the men being manly. What? How if it's a male mentor, if he doesn't have a father, why does he have to be gay? Right. And here go Michelle. I do not like her. No, I don't.
I don't like her.
I know her kind very well.
Right. I try not to say it too often, but I just don't like her vibe, her demeanor, nothing. But good.
when she was, making all of the ghetto sound effects. When he said, a father is not good, is not enough. She was on it. Yep, downplay on masculinity. Yeah. I know, Michelle.
Total.
Michael. Oops. And Obama sitting there with his legs crossed like Naomi Campbell. I know you've seen it. Yeah. You pay attention to details. He's sitting there with his leg crossed like Naomi. Go ahead, girl. Yeah. Hey, girl. That's what you do. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Yeah. I see it. They don't think nothing of black people. And that's why they feed that to black people, as if we're not supposed to be insulted. But there are those of us who see through their games, their agendas, their setups.
I think so.
You see?
I think so. Yeah.
So, sir, I wanted to sing your favorite song.
Which one?
Uchiwali.
Oh God. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Uchi Wally Wally Uchi Bay. Oh, my dog just jumped. Let me leave you alone, Star. I'm sorry. I just had to tease you.
I appreciate it.
I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
Great to talk to you. Bye now. 253 late night. Are you there? We're talking about Shannon Sharpe has settled the lawsuit with the 20-year-old. Good morning.
That's right. That's right.
Good morning.
How's it going, Star?
It's going.
Morning to you. In fact, I want to, if it's okay, talk a bit about the Obama thing and then move over into the Shannon Sharpe debacle.
Okay, go ahead.
So a lot of people don't recall this or remember, but, during his early childhood, it's been wildly reported that when Obama lived in Jakarta, his mother and stepfather hired a tranny, a nigger with a wig, to as their nanny and housekeeper when Obama was, 6 to 10 years old, right?
I have no knowledge of that. Do you have a link to that, or is that just hearsay?
Absolutely, I can send it to you. It's been reported by The Guardian. I can put it right now. I'll send you an email of the article. There's even the woman. Her name is Evie.
Okay.
Someone went and found her.
Okay.
And she did a whole expose. But so my point is, he's been introduced to this and for a very long time. And then moving into when he was in Hawaii, in his book Dreams from My Father, he acknowledged that he used to use marijuana and cocaine. Yes. David Garrow wrote a book called Rising Star, in which he goes in and researched thoroughly about the person that Obama used to buy the cocaine from, which was a gay man. And this gay man used to have gay porn playing on his TV when he was selling drugs. Okay. And there was a lot of instances of Obama going over there, buying these drugs from this guy. And then flash forward when he's in high school, that same clip where he talks about the professor that was gay at Occidental. He was writing letters to his girlfriend where he used to say that he would imagine having sex with men on a daily basis. David Garrow actually published that letter on the first page of his book.
Now, I heard something about that, but I'm not clear. But now,
it's in the book.
Okay, fine. Even if all that's true, I take issue with him saying now in 2025, being a man of such influence, I take issue with what he said. But again, other people can feel different. It's a different day and time. What are your feelings with regards to what he said?
I think, listen, it's if a grown man wants to be with another grown man, fine. But you don't tell kids, especially from someone who was born in the 60s, you don't tell kids that they should have a gay male role model. In fact, if you look at a lot of, and this is just looking at the stats, if you look at a lot of the gay men that adopt kids, do you know how many sexual assault charges are filed? And so the thing is, the reason why I think he said some of these things is partially because I think there's something coming out. I think there's something coming out, and it's a soft launch. Whether it's something that is recent or 10, 15 years ago, I think he's trying to get the public used to this concept. And to the other caller's point, in that same book, the school that he went to in Hawaii was a very prestigious school, like high school.
Okay.
and he went there from middle school up until he was a senior. And there were 2 other black girls in the entire school that was there at the same time that he was there.
Okay.
And they found those girls and they talked to him, and they said, of course, there was only a couple hundred kids in there, so they knew him.
Right.
But Obama never went up and talked to those girls, never said hi, never tried to relate to them, just, acted.
Hold on a second, because Larry Sinclair, that's the guy who said he was sniffing cocaine in the limo with Barack Obama. He said that the driver, because Larry said he came from out of town, he asked the driver if he knew where he could get some action. The driver knew Barack Obama. So you got some echo in the background. Can you make the adjustments? We can't do the echo, the whatever you're doing. Come closer to the phone.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he also said that Larry Sinclair. You know Larry Sinclair, his story?
Yeah, I know the Larry Sinclair story. And
Larry said Barack Obama was smoking crack. That's what Larry said. Go ahead and land your plane. I got other calls, please.
Okay, so the thing that I'll point out about the Larry Sinclair thing, he actually said something that I think is very truthful. Is he said that there was a woman who was essentially the choir director. I'm sorry, it was a man who was the choir director for the church that the Obamas went to that winded up dead. That choir director's mother believes that Barack Obama and him.
Yeah, easy. We cannot accuse the man of murder. We're good, sir. No, sir. Thank you. I appreciate the call. Thank you so much. I'm not trying to catch a lawsuit claiming Barack Obama murdered somebody. That's where I draw the line. Hey, Janet, thank you for your patience. I got your emails. Janet, it's late. Where do you want to go?
What's going on, Star? How are you?
Good. I got your emails. Thank you for keeping me up to speed. Good to hear from you.
Okay, so here's 2 things. I think Obama is mainly speaking to the black community, and I think what he's trying to do is build back up the Democratic Party, because you start with young, and so by the time they turn 18, the Democrats want to go back into power. So again, like he did with Gaddafi, I think he's selling black skin out. That's what I think he's doing. Second, I believe that with the Shannon Sharp thing, I believe that shame on the state of Nevada, because this in her documents, when she filed the lawsuit, you'll see that one of these things happened in 2023, and another one happened in 2024, which means the state of Nevada statute of limitation is like 20 years. So if this lady is claiming that she was sexually abused, raped, and otherwise, and he settled, which means that he is acknowledging some part of that claim.
Right.
Why isn't the state of Nevada picking it up and prosecuting Shannon Sharp for what was alleged in that lawsuit? Because they did it for Diddy.
Right.
How come they're not doing it for Shannon?
You're right. I don't have the answer, but now I would imagine, since this settlement just came down, that there will be some fresh eyes on the settlement Monday. I don't wish it upon him, but that's usually how it works now. Yes, no?
Well, I hope so, because here's the thing. If you tell me that you could go, if you have $10 million, you could go rape any woman you want.
Oh, Jesus.
You understand what I'm saying? That is what that lawsuit and the state of Nevada is conveying to the world. If you have X amount of dollars and you meet a threshold of wealth, then you could go and batter women. Now, where are the women right groups at?
Well, hold on, Janet. Hold on. Now, the lawsuit was a civil suit, not criminal. We have to.
I understand that.
Okay, so I don't know Nevada law. I do know that they jammed Diddy up in New York State based upon his admission of, let me not say admission of guilt, his settling with Cassie. That's when everything just fell apart. So, but I don't know Nevada if they would say if they would see Shannon settling as any form of admission of guilt. That I don't know.
Well, see, now here's the thing. They have made no effort to do so. There has been no public announcement to say, hey, you know what, we're going to look into this. If there's nothing there, oh, well. If it is, we're going to go ahead and follow through.
Okay.
Make an announcement or something, because what you're telling women is it's okay to rape us if you're worth a certain amount of wealth.
Whoa.
If you could pay it off, you could go ahead and you can rape this person and that person, have at it. Just make sure you pay the money. So where's the criminal justice in this? Where's the justice? Where are the women grouping? And in the state of Nevada, they don't need the victim to go and press charges. They could do that on behalf of the victim.
Okay. Talk your talk.
Without the victim permission.
Talk your talk. I'm right here.
Yeah. So I just wanted to know that. And I think, again, with Obama, I think he's just gearing up for the people that's going to turn 18. And I believe he's gearing his conversation to the black woman, because in his mind, black women don't have fathers in the households. So he's saying in a roundabout way, go ahead and let the homosexuals play the father role in the family. That's what I think.
I didn't like Michelle sitting there saying, She was amping up the set. I didn't like that.
Yeah, because she's part of the program, the in and together. Yeah. You know, my whole thing is Gaddafi. How long Gaddafi was in charge of, was Libya? How long was he in charge of that? For like decades. And then Obama got in office. They put a black face in the Oval Office. And then boom, the person that was building up and trying to unite Africa as a United States type of thing, boom, gone. And Hillary was on TV smiling, laughing, and giggling. And I thought that was a shame. And Obama was the face of it.
Let me take this call and I'll come back to it. Area code 216. Good morning. Are you there? Late night. 216.
Yo, what's going on? Yeah, Scotty. What's going on with you? How you doing?
Yes, sir. How are you?
All right, man. I just jumped in the party. I jumped in. I caught a few things I want to touch on. The thing with Obama, I'm gonna touch on that last.
Okay.
But with the Shannon Sharp situation, I'm gonna touch on that first. Just because you settled, that's not an admission of guilt.
I know.
I think the misconception, but not everyone who listens to your show or who may call in know, because I hear that quite often. I do listen to other podcasts, and I'm not gonna name names or anything, but they also say, because you just get it out the way. I ain't never had that kind of money to just settle out of court. Hopefully one day I get there, but I do understand how the common individual may think, oh, he settled, so he must be guilty. But look, if you a black man with some money, you always a target. You're going to be a target by the IRS. You're going to be targeted by the white man. You're going to be targeted by the white woman. It don't matter what Shannon Sharp do. As long as Shannon Sharp or anybody else that's a black man that's getting some money, you will target. I personally know an individual who put me up on game. She done got a couple athletes in the city of Cleveland to settle out of court. She told me at the bar, man, dude, this was like mid-2000s.
Right.
I said, man, I see you riding clean and looking good. How you be getting this money? You used to be 4 back page.
Right.
I said, what you be doing? And she's like, look, I just need to go to the party. Whether it's a hotel, whether it's a mansion. She's like, all I need to know is the date, the time. You can be in the living room. There could be 100 people. As long as you got, I can tell you exactly what you had on. I can give my lawyer, I'm on the case. I said, are you serious? She's like, yes, I get my money. Now, I respect it and I don't respect it. So I'm saying when people talk this, you always going to be a target if you got some money. Nah, and that's a shame, because this is America. They allow women to sit here and flaunt all this sexual dream, all this sexual access, but the moment you try to act on it consensually with some money, all of a sudden they want to spank the man's hand. How dare you try to partake in what this woman is offering? I don't get it.
If I can jump in for a second, can I jump in?
Go ahead.
I think what Janet maybe was referring to is the fact that maybe it's not so much an admission of guilt, but depending on the county, the prosecution or DA's office, or even the feds, they may then see it as a way to get in, and then looking at the complaint and seeing a settlement, they may then want to build a case, and whoever was part of that complaint, they may approach them and say, well, listen, we want you to cooperate, and if you don't, you may have a problem with us, which could be total bullshit. But they may want to want to go after what they consider to be a big fish. Now, everybody's trying to get brownie points in that DA's office, the feds. Everybody's trying to move up, and within the ranks, if you will. So it leaves a window open. But you're right; it doesn't mean it's an admission of guilt. But if you settle, then they can possibly dig, twist, and then present something to the grand jury and get an indictment. That's what happened to Diddy, if you ask me. Go ahead.
You're right. And on the flip side with that Diddy thing, I'm very happy that I know I don't want to speak too much on the Diddy, but just the fact Cassie got that money, but now with all these other separate lawsuits that's about to start coming her way, I'm glad I hope she lose that money. But now I want to get to this Obama stuff, man. Okay. Dog, what we doing, man? What really are we doing? I am anti-rainbow community.
Okay.
I'm going to say it right here, right now. And I'm going to be respectful of them. This is your platform. I'm respectful.
Take it easy.
I am anti-rainbow community. Why is that? Because I see what they're promoting. Their end game is child, and I'm going to say the G word, grape. Normalization of doing things to children. Now, well, for the most part, I kind of do like the lesbians. I mean, the lesbians, they kind of cool. I do like them. But in general, Obama made leaps and bounds with that rainbow community. Before he was president, they was just sitting back saying, hey, we just want to be equal. Can we just be equal? Can we just be equal? Can we just be married and be left alone? After Obama, oh, my God, they got hate crimes. They got set-asides. They got tangible benefits from financial to all kinds. It exploded everything they got. Then he go sit here and tell us that. Did he just wag his finger at black men talking about you need to come out and vote for this black woman? She ain't black. She Hindu.
Right.
Most likely she used black on her college admission. This is just a guess. I don't know. She probably used black on her college admission to probably get into Howard. Or was it Howard? Whatever she went to.
I forget. I hear you.
But yeah, but so now he's on a podcast talking about we need our children. I'm a 40-year-old father of 3. My youngest is 12. He just turned 12 yesterday on the 18th. I'd be damned if I allow my son to be mentored by a homosexual man. First off, why are you telling these kids to be friends with gay men? Because the first thing...
Let me jump in right there, because there's nothing wrong with being friends. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But when a boy, and I want to specify that Barack Obama said boy, when a boy has to look up to someone, and there is a father there, because they both acknowledge that there's a father there, how dare you say your father can't do it by himself? That's the weirdo shit. Right. And I didn't like Michelle sitting there. How the fuck would they know? They're not raising boys. They got 2 daughters. How the fuck would they know?
You right. I apologize. I misspoke. That's my fault. I retract that last statement.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just saying, how would Michelle and Barack Obama know? They're not. They didn't raise boys. They got 2 girls. So how the fuck would they know what a boy needs in terms of a father or some type of supplement? You don't know.
You are 100% right, and it opens up this world where it's if you're a young boy, you're right. You have your father. Like say. My child, if you are a gay male figure, that boy is going to ask, one, what is gay? Yeah. And how does one become gay? And what makes you gay? These are questions that you ask. This ain't this is just common sense questions. How would you explain that to a child? Yeah. Now you're starting the group. I'm sitting here saying right here, right now, this dude, Obama, I ain't calling him president, Obama,
Former.
the dude is trying to groom, he's a former. He's a groomer. I think it's safe to say he's a groomer. Look what he's promoting. Look what he did when he was in office.
Well, we have no proof of that. I need you to slow down. We don't know who he's groomed. Let's take it easy.
I apologize in my personal opinion. My personal opinion. I don't want to hold your show accountable for none of this. In my own personal opinion, based off his statement,
right?
I'm like, yo, why are you cannot promote that, push that? Forget the black fathers. First off, don't they tell us the black fathers ain't in the household anyway, which is a lie.
Right.
I'm in my household.
Right.
My children in my household. And now that they are in the household, so now they are actually admitting the fathers are.
Right.
But you need a gay mentor right there as well, because when I was in college, my gay professor was allegedly, my friend. Yeah. If you want to read in between the lines. Man, dude, leave children alone. At the end of the day, the rainbow community, I'm anti-rainbow because they are going after the children. And yes, I have spoken to certain individuals within that rainbow community in passing, and they actually see the bull crap in their community. And I'm like, why don't y'all call this out? But they're scared to. Because they like, if I say something, then they'll get in trouble.
Okay. So I have to take other calls. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Okay.